Hi YouTube! So Saturday night special, being pretty fancy expensive guitars that I have forgot to do a video for this for the last couple of weeks. Yeah, so got a Gibson Les Paul, but got F-holes in it, so it's an ES something. And I think this is Pelham Blue, maybe. Very nice. Number one thing is it doesn't weigh very much. I'm going to weigh it. I haven't weighed it, but it's being hollow. Although it's the dimensions of a Les Paul, I mean, it seems to be. I would say it's about the same thickness. It's got the it's not a curved top. You know, it is a Les Paul, but it doesn't feel like one because it doesn't weigh that much. I'm going for a Les Paul's 4 kilograms plus, something like that. I don't actually own one myself. I'm pretty sure that Washburn Vulcan behind me kind of comes in 2.9. 2.9, really. And you know, it's like, it's basically I suppose 3/4 of the weight of a Les Paul doesn't really, but I mean, it's, you know, it's 50% lighter, I suppose. I think a heavy Les Paul can be 4.5, you know, so it's under 3 kilograms, which is flipping light for a guitar anyway. That one, my Yamaha, the one that's like an M&M, you know, the one that looks like a spaceship sort of thing with the lights on it and stuff, it's made of a composite body. It's like balsa wood. It comes in at 2.7 something, as being about as light as a guitar can get. I think that might be the lightest guitar I own. I did have an SG Tribute series, which was actually lighter. It weighed nothing. I don't know what it was made of. So, I mean, purely going by weight, it's a much better Les Paul than any Les Paul I've ever played. So I mean, I think these are. I know my pal got this. I think it's one of your. He likes to. I think he buys quite a lot of guitars from like Andertons and stuff like that. But he buys them at the end of the year, so this would be previous year's model. This is a 2016. It says on it. So I think you know, maybe he bought it 2018 or something like that, when the price had dropped, and it was basically a cheap Les Paul. Believe it or not, that's what I'm saying. It's happy, yeah. Thinking, you know, this has got to be like a 3.5 grand guitar. I think originally they are, but I think he got it for kind of half that because it was last year's model in undesirable colour. It didn't sell well, whatever it was. I don't know why. Not. It's certainly one of the colours I would choose if I was looking for a Les Paul. So this might be the best Les Paul I've ever played. I've never even plugged it in. I'm assuming it works. It's in tune, and it's got a bit of a jangle to it. Like, I don't like 335s, but probably more because of the size. I always thought that the sound that comes out the F-holes isn't a particularly pleasing one. It tends to be dead tinny, and you know, for the idea of playing it acoustically, it's not for that. But you know, but this is actually quite a nice sound coming off it. The amp on, the tuner's on. It's going to take me a while to get used to it. What I've done is I'm using the orange TH30, but I'm running it through the 3x12 on the floor just now, and I can't decide whether I like it better or not. There's something about it's silly, I know. There's something about having the speaker right there with the knob right next to it. Seems sort of right. Having the knobs here and then the sound coming from out there doesn't, for some reason, doesn't feel right. It has changed the sound of the amp as well. It's a much more fuller. This is a very short toggle switch. That's it's not as long as they normally are. Noticing that there. The pickups, I can't remember. Oh, it's the ES Les Paul. It's just called a Style ES. It says there. These will be, I don't know, fancy pickups. You'll be able to Google this guitar. So we're on clean on a Les Paul, and it's cutting it quite well. Because I'm not normally one for humbuckers and clean. Even just treat it to a little bit of reverb. That's both pickups. Neck pickup. No tone. Put the tone back on again. Bridge. I'm going to put a backing track in. I quite fancy having a wee jam with this. Still not packed for downloads, but I mean, there we go. So you'll probably seen some quite interesting videos this week. I've no idea what I'm doing. I've got to organise it. I've got a couple ready, so I need to do another 5 over today and tomorrow to fill it out. I suppose I have to do something special for Sunday night, seeing as there's no live stream next week. Bridge. Not that very well cutting up. Yeah, I should be cutting the nut actually a bit. Just sounds about right. Campbell, it's like a tube screamer. Middle. arsehole with it. I am going to put bass on it, and I'm going to use a very special bass. So thousands of pound Gibson. Yes, so God knows I'm going to do this anyway. And tenner, cost a tenner bass, so I can put on the most expensive guitar in here anyway, and the cheapest one. I don't think you really get guitars much cheaper than a tenner, really. I mean, I suppose. That doesn't just make the microphone fart, otherwise this whole video's a washout really, isn't it? I did raise the volume of the microphone, but the reason it was low was for the bass. So rat pedal. That was a bridge, now the neck. yeah, so my favourite Les Paul so far I think I've ever played. The lack of weight does seem to make it an awful lot better than normal Les Paul. The acousticness, that's lovely. You know, it's got a wee bit more jangle to it. It looks cool, but basically it's the weight. The weight. It's like you not having the weight's a really good thing. And it's really well built. I'm normally one for picking holes in guitars. I can pick it, well, the nuts not quite perfectly, but it's just nicely done. I'm too used to seeing, especially it doesn't really bother me in like £100 or £200 guitar when you get finish flaws and bits that aren't perfect. When it's something costs it's a proper Gibson standard. It doesn't say standard on it. It's got an F hole on the truss rod cover. That's quite cool. It does honestly. It's not wanting to focus on it. There you can sort of see it. It's got an F hole on the truss rod cover. That's pretty cool. But these are obviously, that's just a wee silly detail. It doesn't really matter. But I mean, it's kind of what Les Paul should be. I think I've had so many in that are just, they don't play right. It doesn't have the wee plastic nips on the end of the frets, which I thought was a Gibson thing. You know, it's like the binding kind of comes up over the edge of the frets on a lot of Gibsons that have binding on the fretboard. This doesn't have it. Maybe they stopped doing that idea. I never, to be honest, really liked it anyway. It didn't make it like a smoother transition, and that there was a kind of edge there. You could sort of feel where it kind of went from being plastic to metal, and it wasn't really a fan of that thing. I think one of the reasons they did that was just because, I don't know, just to make it different, so you could tell it was a real Gibson, maybe. Although I did actually have did I not play a Gibson recently that did have the plastic nibs on it? Doesn't make any odds. But yes, no, it's up a nice. It really is. It's still a couple of £1,000 worth, and is a guitar worth a couple of £1,000? Is any guitar worth a couple of £1,000? I suppose if you've got tons of money, then maybe it is. Not really to me. I couldn't spend. You could basically buy the entire wall there for the price of this. And to be honest, I would rather have the entire wall. But it's still very nice. And I would totally have this over any Les Paul standard. When I say any Les Paul standard, if you actually gave me Peter Green's one, it's worth like £5 million, I would take that one. But you know, just like from a current production line guitar, I would have one of these. No bother. Yes. So I mean, I don't really know how to do reviews of expensive guitars. I don't know what you're looking at. I mean, it will have it'll be fancy pickups in it. Well, they're Gibson pickups. I mean, that's one of the things I never really understood that much with people who buy like Les Pauls and then put Seymour Duncans in them. It's like part of the reason you buy the Gibson is to get the Gibson pickups, because they're all going to be good. Maybe I'm just not fine tuned enough. Yeah, so that was my Saturday night specials. I don't know if there'll be any more. I don't have any more to do. There was basically this. There was the SG, the pink SG, and the other guitar, which I can't remember what it was. No, I can't remember. It was a month ago I did it. I've had these guitars for a month. It's disgusting, isn't it? And these went in for a fixer, and these were my pals like, "Are you ready to do a video?" And I was like, "Yeah, totally." And then I just kind of got sidetracked. So annoyingly, I can't remember what the first one was. But there you go. So that's the trio complete. I've never seen one of these before in person. I think there is. I remember nearly buying an Epiphone version one time. But yeah, awesome. And it's a Les Paul with F-holes. What's not to like? I much prefer this. In fact, I much prefer this over a 335. Like just the actual concept. Okay, fair enough. This is like a Gibson standard, couple of grand guitar. Yeah, but the actual idea behind it, I prefer this to a 335, and I prefer it to a Les Paul. So, if only I could pick up like a Washburn or something that was like this from the 80s that cost, you know, a fifth as much. No, the actual I like the concept of it. I do actually have. I'm not going to say it's similar. I've got again, it's kind of similar. I've got a Yamaha AEX, which is it's a bit more jazzy than this. It's got mini humbuckers and it's got a flat top, but it's vaguely Les Paul shaped. And it's kind of a similar concept, and I like that. That's the only semi hollow guitar that I've got that I like, or I've actually kept. There's something about the 335 that I don't know what it is. That maybe it's just a, you know, is it the completely irrational thing of thinking, seeing a 335 and thinking of Noel Gallagher and going, you know, it could be something as simple as that. Same with the Les Paul. There's an element of Slash, a wee bit, you know, and other people people telling me that Les Paul's the best guitar in the world, and you're like, I don't like being told these things. I want to find out for myself. I wish they were all like this one though. Then they'd probably own one. Rock on! Catch you later.